Hi there, welcome to my views and news. Three news stories. Firstly, it seems that federal government of Ethiopia is systematically freezing bank accounts of individuals and institutions in Tigray. I did a video about the bank accounts and properties of Tigray channels being frozen in Addis Ababa. Now, another development showing that bank accounts of institutions under TPLF control are also being frozen. Secondly, is there threat of an armed uprising in the Somali region of Ethiopia launched by ONLF? Somali Region Peace and Security Bureau head spoke about it. It seemed when he was explaining that there are serious threats and ONLF could revert to armed struggle against the government. What did he say? Lastly, Al Burhan, Sudanese military chief, has returned to Sudan after completing his visit of Saudi Arabia. It's a very interesting alignment of world powers, Middle Eastern powers in Sudanese civil war. Just a few words on it. Let's start, viewers. So, firstly, Tigray. Situation in Tigray still unclear in terms of appointment of the president, in terms of return of IDPs, in terms of status of Western zone, in terms of DDR, in terms of Tigray-related dispute over border. A lot needs to be handled in Tigray, key issues unsolved. Federal government is trying to put a, it is trying to choke Tigray channels, TPLF, Debrecen, because federal government backed administration led by President Getachew has been dismantled. Getachew cannot return to Mekelle. The federal government is using all the tactics, all the weapons which it has uh, up its sleeves to coerce EPLF and Tigray military into agreeing to the demands of federal government. In a video a few days ago, I told you about bank accounts of some Tigray channels that the pro Debrecen wing Tigray channels are being targeted, their bank accounts, their properties are being frozen. Mikbehala is one of them, Mashu Bijine, Johannes, and several others too. Now, federal government is taking action on the bank accounts of those institutions which are under TPLF control, Debrecen control. By the way, all major institutions are now being controlled by Debrecen. EPLF Getachew has gone dormant. It is not now visible in control of any major institution in Tigray. Mekelle FM radio station was led by a man backed by President Getachew. But when Getachew fled Mekelle, a man backed by Debrecen took over as the head of Mekelle FM station. And now federal government has decided to suspend the bank account of Mekelle FM 104.4 radio station. Similar action is being taken against those institutions which have been taken over by TPLF Debrecen in recent days. Effort accounts. I don't think federal government will now allow Debrecen to have full access to or to operate effort accounts. Effort endowment fund for the reconstruction and rehabilitation of Tigray came into existence over 2 decades ago. There are dozens of companies operating under effort, operating in Ethiopia, outside Ethiopia. During war, federal government froze effort accounts. But after Pretoria, Tigray regained access to effort account, but Getachew administration had access to effort. Now, when Getachew is no more allowed to be in Tigray, effort accounts are going to be frozen to reportedly. Makale FM station account frozen, effort accounts could be frozen reportedly. Secondly, viewers, there is a real threat of resumption of armed struggle in the Somali region of Ethiopia. This is what was implied by Somali region's Peace and Security Bureau head, who talked to media yesterday. His name is Abdul Qadir Rashid. Abdul Qadir Rashid, in a message, told the people of Somali region that only one form of struggle is allowed in Ethiopia, and that is peaceful political struggle. He said some forces, some individuals are spreading objectionable messages of armed uprising, armed struggle. It is not allowed. People should not listen to such calls. People have no appetite for returning to the forest again. They want to be part of the peaceful political change which happened after 2018 peace deal. That is why people should not listen to these individuals and forces. Abdul Qadir Rashid did not name any individual or any force, but everyone knows that Ogaden National Liberation Front in recent weeks issued some very strong statements. ONLF said that 2018 peace deal with Ethiopia was not being implemented, and ONLF was considering alternative ways of protecting the interests, the rights of the people of Ogaden. That was an indication that ONLF could take up arms against the Somalian government. Then ONLF, in a statement, warned Chinese companies against exploring for oil and gas in the Ogaden, saying that the foreign mining companies, exploration companies will pay the price if they start digging for oil and gas in the Ogaden. So, an Ogaden National Liberation Front in the past, before laying down arms, remained involved in attacks on foreign companies who were exploring for oil and gas in Somali region back then. There is definitely threat of armed conflict in the Somali region of Ethiopia. That is why Abdul Qadir Rashid had to speak. In a way, he warned people. He said people should not listen to these forces and individuals. Something is happening. It means there are some individuals, forces, perhaps ONLF people who have started the groundwork, work of organizing people. And Mustafa Umar's government is issuing preemptive statements asking people not to be part of any armed movement. Last years, Al Burhan's military, Sudan's military is recording gains in the in Sudan. It has retaken territories. Khartoum airport back under military control. Khartoum palace back under military control. RSF almost out of Khartoum, the capital. Though Al Burhan government relocated capital from Khartoum to Port Sudan, but Khartoum could once again be the capital, or the government could be based in capital in coming weeks, because military is now in a position to fully control Khartoum city. Al Burhan now freely visiting other countries. He visited Saudi Arabia yesterday. He arrived back in Sudan today. He's planning to visit Turkey to reportedly. I just want to share the interesting regional alignment in Sudanese civil war. Saudi Arabia supported Al Burhan government. Iran supported Burhan government. Turkey supported Burhan government. Saudi Arabia provided money. Uh, uh, Turkey and Iran sold weapons, drones, etc. to Sudanese military. On the other side, UAE is backing RSF, Rapid Support Forces. Sudanese military, Sudanese government has initiated legal proceedings against UAE, accusing UAE of fueling war in Sudan, and international court is hearing the petition filed by Sudanese government. So, UAE on one side, Saudi Arabia on the other side. We are seeing the same sort of regional alignment in other parts of Horn of Africa as well. UAE and Saudis, Emiratis and Saudis were allies during Yemen war, but now it seems that Emiratis and Saudis are on opposite sides. Turkey is interested in selling its weapons. Turkey makes money. Saudis and UAE perhaps are not making as much money as Turkey and Iran are, though UAE is a beneficiary of Sudanese war too, because RSF smuggles all the gold to the UAE. But Turkey makes money in the form of selling weaponry. And Turkish drones played a key role in helping Sudan military regain territories. This is the third war in the last 3 to 4 years. This is fourth war in the last 4 years where Turkish drones helped the winning side. They helped Libya. They helped GNA in Libya, Turkish drones. Then Turkish drones helped Azerbaijani government in the war against Armenia. And in Ethiopian civil war, Turkish drones helped federal government of Ethiopia against Tigray fighters. And now recently in Sudan, Turkish drones helped Sudanese military against rapid support forces. Al Burhan set to visit Turkey in coming days. Thanks for watching.